This video is about the deadly rat who got Tony killed. David Chase, creator of The Sopranos, confirmed in a Hollywood Reporter interview that Tony died at the end of the series finale in 2007. He also said that he originally planned to kill off Tony, but the ending didn't match Chase's initial vision. Chase explained the controversial ending of The Sopranos, saying, "I did not have the scene of Tony cutting to black in mind. I envisioned him returning from a New York meeting in his car, similar to the start of every episode, but this time he was going to a meeting where he would be killed." Chase changed his mind about Tony's fate 2 years prior to the finale. While on a drive on Ocean Park Boulevard, he saw a small diner that served breakfast and felt Tony should meet his end there for unknown reasons. The final episode, Made in America, was set in Holston's restaurant, similar to the one on Who Gave Chase the Idea. Tony sat with his family at the diner when Meadow entered. Then the screen abruptly cuts to black. Chase decided that the audience shouldn't see him get killed, which was equally annoying as it was genius. And of course, it's led to endless speculation as to what precisely happens after we basically get kicked out of the Sopranos universe, when Tony, sitting at his booth at the diner with his family around him and Journey's Don't Stop Believin' is blasting from the jukebox. It's only natural that multiple theories have been floating around since the season finale, some more far-fetched than others. These include that Tony was killed by a rival family, that he faked his death and went into hiding, that he was killed by one of his own family members, and that he died of natural causes. But I don't believe any of these theories. Today I'm presenting you with a different theory about Tony's death. This is who I believe killed Tony, so stay tuned until the end. If you remember, Eugene, who acted as an FBI informant and ended up taking his own life after being denied retirement by both Tony Soprano and the FBI. And this brings me to the theory. I believe that a relative of Eugene killed Tony in an act of revenge. Sounds like quite a leap, right? So let's bring in some background story to help explain this take. Born in Newark in 1959 to an Italian family, Eugene rose through the ranks to become a made man in Tony Soprano's crime family. He worked as Junior Soprano's bodyguard in the 90s. He managed a small poker game, a sports betting business, and the classic no-show job at a construction site. He was known for his short fuse, once severely beating little Polly for making a joke implying he was gay. At some point, Eugene became an FBI informant and wanted to retire to Florida with $2 million from an inheritance from his rich aunt. He killed Teddy in Boston as a favor for Christopher, who promised to try to convince Tony to allow Eugene to retire. However, the FBI forced him to stay in New Jersey to build a case against Tony and his crew following the death of informant Raymond Curto. When Silvio told Eugene that Tony had also rejected his request, he saw no escape and committed suicide by hanging himself in his basement. Which brings me to the theory. Firstly, we know that Eugene's wife hated Tony and wished him dead. In her own exact words, "Why don't you kill and put a bullet in his effing head?" She clearly wasn't happy with Eugene and Tony's alliance and wanted Tony out of her husband's life. When Eugene commits suicide, she's struck with grief, and it's highly likely that she blames Tony for her husband's death. After Eugene's death, his wife and his family would be devastated. This raises the possibility that the man in the members-only jacket, who kind of looks like Eugene, killed Tony in revenge for the suicide. It's likely that Eugene's wife went to a relative, like his brother, and blamed Tony for his death, prompting the relative to seek vengeance. During the last moments of the finale, a person enters the diner with the members-only jacket. This may jog viewers' memories of Season 6 premiere, where Vito ridiculed Eugene for wearing the same jacket, with the name of that episode being Members Only. A common theory is that one of the men who tried to assassinate Silvio was also wearing this jacket, but I don't believe that to be the case. The jacket is missing the logo and the color of it seems to be leaning more against beige than the gray one Eugene wore. Its similarity is most likely a coincidence. Plus, that would basically ruin this whole Eugene's brother theory I'm trying to make here. The presence of a person with the same jacket as Eugene at the diner where Tony is dining with his family, however, is likely not a chance occurrence. He's significant enough to be credited with a special mention to his members-only jacket in the credits. This person also seems to be observing Tony, indicating an intention. The man then proceeds to go to the bathroom, presumably to retrieve his weapon. This is reminiscent of the famous scene from The Godfather in which Michael Corleone does so before murdering two enemies, and on top of that, what was Michael's motivation for killing those men? Yep, revenge, and even more specifically, revenge for his family. We all know by now that The Sopranos is full of such scenes and references to the Godfather movies, and I can't see why this particular one wouldn't have the same symbolism. Oh, and there's another thing. The last episode of The Sopranos is the only time in the series where Tony is seen peeling an orange. Again, a reference to The Godfather, where oranges are closely associated with a looming danger. There's so much foreshadowing in the last episode, and all that's left is to see Tony's lights go out. But that doesn't happen. The finale deviates from the typical episode ending, which fades to black before the credits. In the series finale, it abruptly cuts to black and holds for approximately 4 seconds before the credits start. This implies that a significant event occurred. There are limited possibilities for what that event could be. However, while I think the evidence for it outweighs possible evidence against it, there are a couple of things hinting that this theory is a dead end. Firstly, we never actually see anything happen other than suggestive editing. We don't even see a gun. And the members-only guy's jacket is also missing the members-only logo. Maybe that means that he, like the jacket, is an imitation, not the real thing. But then again, like I said, he is credited in reference to it. Still, with more evidence for it, I believe that the theory that the man in the members-only jacket killed Tony, and that he was Eugene's brother. What do you think? Is this a theory you've considered before? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And if you want to hear all the news and theories about your favorite mafia movies and TV shows, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.